What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for a quick live, unless Dimarcha has something to tell us in a couple of minutes. Uh, let's go over today's news and kind of yesterday's evening news because I was out and there was some news to discuss. Some very strange news. I will add strange to it. We'll talk about Giuntoli because that's, should I say official? Let's say it's official. You would think it's official that he signed. You never know, but we will talk about that as well. And we will talk about Pogba a little bit because that's in the news again. So we will do that. Before we do discuss all these things, let me get this up. Um, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new or old. I never did. Um, let's start off with the main news. That Giuntoli has kind of like he is here. Like Giuntoli is a I wanted to say Juve player. He's a sporting director now. Apparently, it's not official by the club. The Napoli announced that he's gone. Let me get. Napoli announced that he's gone, but it's not official made by the club yet because I think they were gonna wait if he signed for tomorrow at least. So let's see. Let's see how that will go. But he's finally here. It took way too long. It took way too long, in my opinion. But they got their man. You know, or with I actually mean Alcon because he wanted Giuntoli. He put everything into bringing him in, and at the end of the day, he succeeded. He got his man. He got his guy, and actually I was surprised because he signed a 5-year deal, or he will sign a 5-year deal according to Nico Shira, because I think like a month ago it was rumored to be a 3-year deal, but 5-year kind of suggests that, I don't say there's a project, but Alcon kind of made it now clear that which direction he's going, or to which person he's gonna kind of trust the next couple of years too, because it's all good that Alcon now kind of stepped in, but about football he kind of knows nothing. You know, if you compare it to Agnelli, it's day and night. Like the only decision he should have made now this summer was moving on from the coach. That didn't take place. I think now Giuntoli is in, and he is his guy. He wanted him. I think he will be the guy now, and Giuntoli will make the decisions. It will be all on him. He will be the person calling the shots. He will be the person making the decisions. You would hope so, because Ferrero, Scanavino, they're puppets. They don't know nothing. I think that's became very obvious in the last couple of weeks and months. And days, if you want to, because you don't hear from them. They're never in the news for a reason. You know, they're just puppets. You know, they're there to be there. So Giuntoli will be the guy. I think we all need to wish him luck because he comes in the worst situation since 2010, maybe something like that, because there's no Champions League for different reasons than back then. The team is in a rebuild. There's very little money. You're gonna lose players, and you need to replace them with very limited amount of budget. So it's tough, man. It's actually he needs time. Like he needs time, because just look at the squad we have at this moment in time, and look at the players. And I'm happy that it's finally somebody coming in from outside of the club with a fresh look on things, with an own opinion, not a, how do you want to say that, like an opinion shared with everybody, because you kind of need to agree. And that was, I believe, the problem with Cherubini and Paratici. Now, if you go off the leaks, I think that made it very obvious. But it's good for Giuntoli to come in, because maybe he will look at things differently the way we look at him. Let's say the Shilu contract extension, maybe he will be like, I'm not doing this, or moving on players when it's the right time to move them on, or not signing players on a 1 year deal, and having no sell-on value and just spending 10 million euros for 1 season, which is crazy. Like all of these things have been taking place the last couple of years, and you can only hope that it's gonna change. You can only hope that it's gonna change for the better. But the task he has on his hands is massive. It's absolutely massive, and it starts with getting players out who are coming back at the club. Because within 11 days now, or let's say 10 days, the players need to be back at the Continenza for the fitness test, and the 11th of July, Allegri is back in training to, well, restart training, and like 10 days after that we go on tour, I think it is, and the 23rd 25th of August the season starts. So there's a lot of work. Like in 10 days time you will have a squad in training that consists of Arthur and Zakaria as of now, McKennie, these type of players, Chiesa, Vlahovic, Bremer, but nobody knows if they're gonna stay. um I'm still waiting to wake up one day and hear, and I'm making something up now, Newcastle being very serious for Chiesa and offering 70 mil, or Chelsea, or not Chelsea, like Man U needing a striker and offering 70 mil for Vlahovic. Like all these things, I'm actually waiting, not waiting because I'm excited, but waiting for that type of news to drop, because it's in the cooker. It's kind of what everybody is expecting now, and I think once that moment happen, when that moment take place, we can actually kick on, if you want to say kick on, because now I will dive into yesterday's news, which was terrible. I actually fell asleep during the Di Marzio show, halfway through the show, because he kept Juve until very late. For some reason he was talking about Kolasinac to Atalanta, who actually nobody cares about, because he's a bad player. So, and he was hyping it up. So I fell asleep, and I woke up to the news that we are linked with Nandez one more time, and oh boy, and yes, you can put in the comments, oh, it's only a link, you don't need to react to anything. It's a real link. Like, we've been in for Nandez. Last season it was close, or last January it was very close. No, the previous January it was very close. We are interested in Nandez, but you cannot sign Nandez. I'm not even discuss off the field issue. He's not good. Like, he's just not a good player. I don't know how old he is. I don't really care. He's not a good player. You shouldn't be looking at these players. It shouldn't be an option. It should not even be a late minute option, because those are the type of deals that I was talking about, which I hope Giuntoli doesn't do. Stupid deals, desperate deals on long-term contracts, and with long-term I even mean 2 years with these type of players, 2-3 years. These are the deals we should not be doing. We should not even should be thinking about them, looking at them. They should not even be an option, because the news is, oh, he's versatile, and you get that way out. Also, the only difference is he's young. Maybe he has some upset with him. Nandez, no, like, it is what you get. Like, he's not gonna get better. Talking about versatility, but it gives me flashbacks again to the Bernardeschi situation, when everybody said, oh, but he's versatile, he can play so many positions. That was an absolutely flat out lie. He played in those positions, but he couldn't play those positions. Like, he was there because he was put there, but the output was terrible. Like, 90% of the time you looked at Bernardeschi and you were like, you offer absolutely nothing to this team, like absolutely zero. And that's not versatile, is what Cuadrado was. That's versatile, not the last 2 seasons, but you can put him at left back, right wing. He played as a striker, he played as a number 8 2 or 3 games. He always did a job. Again, forget about the last 2 seasons. He always did a job, was clutch, gave you everything. and play this game. That's versatile. You know, that's like that's what it is. Kimmich is versatile. You know, can play midfield, can play center back, can play left back. Those are versatile players. They have an impact when they play in different positions. Nandez, not even way out to a certain extent, not. But Nandez is I think 27, 28, whatever. Like versatility, cool, but are you gonna offer something? Are you gonna improve us? And the answer is no. So when I saw that news, it gave me flashbacks and it gave me PTSD again, because these are so average players that if actually we are in for Nandez, at that point I will sit back and I will say, just keep the squad how it is. Don't waste a single penny. Just keep how it is. Like, I don't care. Don't waste money. I'm even at that point for Timothy Castagne. Don't waste money. If you're gonna waste money, waste it on overpaying rather than paying 8 million euros for Nandez or 50 million euros for Castagne. Like, I'd rather do that. But that's us at the moment in time. Now, the weird part of the news is that they met for Pogba, and I will talk about Pogba later on. But in that meeting, Pogba's agent, who is also Mazraoui's agent, he kind of offered him, because he's leaving Bayern, or he needs to leave, he wants to leave, and he mentioned his name to the club. The club likes him, but they prefer a player who knows the Serie A, which is absolutely bollocks. Because then, again, you're looking at players like Nandez, which, and also it's crap. It's crap news because they're looking at Castagne, you know? So it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Now, we have been looking at Mazraoui for, I think 2 years. No, yeah, 2 years. I think the link started when he was back at Ajax. I'm not his biggest fan. I've said it. But I will take him in a heartbeat in our situation. I would. And I would not think twice about it. The issue is, he is on crazy money. And that's where the problem lies. Not that we prefer Serie A players. Not that we prefer Nandez, who joins from the Serie B. It's not that. The issue with Mazraoui for the club is his wages are on Alexandro's level. Now, you can say he deserves that wages, which I would disagree. You can say he should be getting those wages instead of Sandro, fine. But we should not be paying Mazraoui 6 million euros a season, because that's what he's apparently on it. Because he signed as a free agent for Ajax, I think, for very low money. And we're not going to pay Mazraoui the wages he's on at Bayern. So I think that's the issue. Not that we prefer a Serie A player, because if that's the case, then we're idiots. Like, it's as simple as that. Also, Di Marzio just announced that Milan want to kind of go in for Fratesi now. Really quickly, I think we are, as of now, completely, totally out of that race. You know, with Rabiot saying it is what it is now. So that's that. But the Mazraoui thing is interesting. It's a new link. He will cost, apparently, Bayern one between 20 and 25 million. But you know, they pulled our pants down. Maybe we can pull their pants a little bit down. You know, but he's a player I would take, you know, going off the names we've been mentioned or has been mentioned the last couple of weeks. It's not even close. Like, it's not even Nandez, Castagne, Mazraoui. Yeah, you know, and yeah, like, cool. Nandez played in Serie A and Castagne played in Serie A, but how is that key to getting a player? Like, if you were telling me we were signing Cancelo from Inter or Hakimi from Inter, who played in Serie A, I was like, yeah, makes sense, do it, because they are great players. Castagne and Nandez are not that. It's not that they played in Serie A that their impact will be massive, you know. He will not, you know, and that's where my issue lies with these type of things. Let me read the comments. I will go to the first one as well. Mazraoui is on 4 million net, apparently. It could be true. I was just going off Dutch reports when he signed last season, and then that's where they said it was 6 million net. That's what I saw. Sorry, I was reading the news. That's what I thought. But 4 million euros, even that, the club is not going to pay him. You know, they're not going to pay him that at this moment in time. So let's see how that will develop. Let me read out the first comment because we are talking about fullbacks. Saying, are you worried about Parisi? I'm scared that Allegri doesn't want him. I'm not worried about Parisi. He feels like the number one option. We shouldn't be worried. I will say that. We should not be worried about Parisi because he's the number one target. The fee is very accessible. If you fumble this, then you're idiots. Like, there's no ifs and buts. What the hell happened with my camera? There's no ifs and buts here. If you want to do something, then am I live? I'm live. If you want to do something, it needs to happen now. It's as simple as that. Let me. Why is it not working? Okay, that's better. No, I'm not worried about Parisi because like that deal is there to be done and closed. So if you fumble that, we should not be worried. Like that's a deal you should be closing at any given time. Now, if it's August, then yes, I'm gonna say I'm worried. But as of now, you need to get Alexandro out, right? But they'll probably push Ilic Jr. out of the door, which is the bad side of it. But I think that deal will kind of happen. If Alexandro is gonna leave or Junior is gonna leave, one of the two is gonna happen, and you're probably gonna bring in Parisi. So as of now, I'm not worried about it. I'm not. Weah didn't play in Serie A. This news makes little sense. Yeah. I get it. That's why I've said I think the issue is wages over here and fees, because Castagne is relatively cheap in both ways. Nandez is very cheap in both ways. Mazraoui is not. You know, actually, if it imagine going back and we didn't have the channel back in 2016 or whatever, and I told you back in 2016 or 17 that man, Mazraoui on 25 million euros and 4 million a season is expensive. We cannot afford that. You will call me insane, but that's the current situation. 20 million transfer fee or 25 and 4 million, let's say 4 million in wages is a lot of money for the club now, you know. So we need to keep that in account as well. You know, we do. Cancelo is available, possibly even on a dry loan. Yeah. I don't think that's gonna work with Allegri. I don't know. The money City want, you might be right. It could be a kind of a dry loan. You know, it could be a loan type of deal. Would I take him back? No. I need a player to come in and start actually acclimatizing to the club and be here for the next couple of, let's say 5 years, to be very optimistic. Let's say 5 years. I'd rather have that, develop a player, and actually build something than have Cancelo for 1 year and then he's gone. Probably. And I think he's pushing 30 as well. So, no, I would not do that deal. I want something to come in and be here, you know, for a very long time. That's what we need in so many positions now. Center back, right back, midfield. We kind of have that overall. Left back and right back, you know. So no, Cancelo. No. I need something that's a deal you do again, like late minute, if he's still available and you have absolutely nothing going on. But with Giuntoli coming in, you kind of hope or pray that that's not going to be the case, that we are going to be ahead of the curve for once, you know, because we brought in Di Maria with the thought that, you know, let's see Sule and then we have plan B. We have nothing. There's no plan at this moment in time, and he's gone. And with Rabiot, I feel we don't have a plan because you kind of begged him to sign a 1-year deal. And what's next? You know, you're not really thinking about the future. So like dry loans and all those things for positions that are key positions that need to be filled in for many years to come, I'm gonna say no. I need somebody younger we can develop. Is Giuntoli done because terminated his contract with Napoli? like it's not officially announced by Juve, but you would expect that it's done. You would expect that. Giuntoli is our best signing this summer. Clear ideas and hard work. Enough with these quick fixes. Players coming and leaving every season. That's what I talked about. Yes, with and it was an example, of course, the Cancelo dry loan. But we need to bring in players that are gonna be here for the next couple of years. And even if they want to leave, they should have sell-on value. I think that's important. Like loaning and, for example, Cancelo, no sell-on value. Keeping Rabiot for one more year and paying him 7 million plus bonuses for signing, because that's apparently also happening. No sell-on value, just losing money and losing the player as well. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. And these type of deals, I had enough. I had enough of those. Like we had enough of those type of deals in the last couple of weeks. Let me see. Allegri in or out? Well, I'm out. I want him out, but he's gonna stay now. No, he's gonna stay. I guess it's July. Like tomorrow in half an hour is July for me. So it is what it is. Like training camp starts in 10 days. You know, next. No, okay. Let's say when is the 10th of July? Let me see. The 10th of July is Monday. So then the following Monday, training camp starts. You'll have the pictures of the players coming to do their fitness tests at the J Medical, and the following day, Allegri's there to start training, and it's a kind of a weird situation. It is. It's still a weird situation, because it's July 1st in half an hour in Italy, and your sporting director just joined, and all of your kind of Deadwood players are still here, and the big signing you need to make is still very unclear who's gonna be that. So, or the news kind of explodes, going off starting from Monday, or you will have very weird situations where you are on tour and Chiesa set to leave, or Vlahovic is set to leave, or Bremer is set to leave, or like those weird things, or you're in mid-August and then you sign on Parisi. Like these things, like it's starting from Monday, or it's gonna be something like that where we'll be sitting here a bit like the Locatelli deal, although that was kind of crazy, that we will be thinking about all summer what are we gonna do, and then we need to kind of fix it on the fly, and then maybe potentially sign a player like Nandez, because that's a deal you should never do, but that's probably a deal the club will do very late if they have no options. Yeah, let me see. I really hope we don't have to sell one of our biggest players. But out of Vlahovic, Bremer, and Chiesa, I would sacrifice Vlahovic. Selling Bremer now would be a huge disaster. I think we all kind of hope that, but I think we all kind of feel that it's gonna happen. Quick fixes aren't bad if we know what we're doing, i.e. short contracts, because hopefully next year we'll be back in this Champions League. Then you start making the moves. We will talk about being back in the Champions League once the season kind of is kicking on. We'll do a prediction as well. As of now, I think it's a very long shot that we will be in top four. How things are shaping up now with the rumors. So that's something you need to see. It's very early to do that, but Lazio, I believe, are going to be Lazio, losing many games. Roma, same. I think Milan, same. Inter as well. Maybe not to extent the way they lost this season. Napoli will probably have a little bit of a drop off. So never say never, but man, the way we played and with lesser qualities, it's very hard to imagine we are gonna make it, right? But again, let's see how that will go. I think I'm gonna wrap it up because Di Marzio is talking all Inter. So I don't know if news is gonna break. If so, we will keep you updated on this channel as always. Before you leave, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, you can buy this shirt, scan the QR code. I will be back probably live on Sunday. On Sunday or tomorrow, I will drop Julian's fullback video because he's been waiting for it to drop, and going off the news that's actually expected, and like Masraoui, Nandez. It's time to drop it, otherwise it's outdated. But check that out because he's gonna compare in that video Cambiasso, Weao, Cuadrado, Alexandro, and Castagna, I think, and it's kind of an eye opener. Or I wish my eyes were closed, never saw that type of video. So stay tuned for that and show him some love because he put a lot of time and effort into making that video. Thanks for watching. Like the video, and I will see you again live on Sunday.